Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. Chris here, aka Big Will, and today we have two league games for you. We are away against Kings Lynn, and we'll follow that up with a home game against Rochdale. Since you were last with us, form has been pretty much unremarkable, if I'm being truthful. Um, since you were with us with the draw against Altrincham, we drew 2-2 against Eastleigh, a 1-0 draw away against Morecambe followed that. Then a 1-0 win at home to Ebbsfleet, a 3-0 thrashing away at Southend, and then a 2-0 win at home against Macclesfield, of which Elliott, of course, scored both goals against his former club. Going into these two games, we are a little bit short, realistically. Beaumont Clark has picked up an injury, so he is going to be out for quite some time, unfortunately. We're looking at 3 months-ish that he is going to be out for. It's a bit of a shame, really, but it is what it is. We'll have to deal with it as we can. We have made one new signing in the holding midfield. Thibaut Sargent has come in on a season-long loan from Zulte Waregem. Um, we're only paying 40% of his wages, so he's come in on a £270 a week deal on his loan deal. Really good central midfield player, good physical attributes, good mental attributes, and decent technically as well. And hopefully he will improve that central midfield. He came in for the game against Macclesfield and he did do okay. Like I say, in that 2-0 win, it was a very good result. We are looking at making one signing as well because of the injury to Beaumont Clark. As you can see, he is going to be out for a few months with torn knee ligaments. It is a bit of a shame. It will affect the way that he plays realistically. He's dropped massively in terms of his quickness, but with him only being 23, it is something hopefully he might be able to bring back into his game. But we are looking at a new winger. And he's a player that I signed in FM24. And I think it may have, well, if it wasn't FM24, it may have been even the previous year's game. Um, Hopefully he will come in. We've offered him a contract. There's been no other clubs go in for him. So I am hopeful that he will come in and give us a little bit more strength in depth in those winger positions. So as things stand, we've not been too bad form-wise with the one defeat in our last 5 games. We have only won a couple of those, the rest of them being draws. We are rotating a little bit today, so Ghent is actually going to come in goal today because Kune is away on under-21s international duty with the Republic of Ireland. Banks, Bakare, Voice and Lindsay are at the back four, with Weston and Sargent taking their places in the holding midfield. Soriso on the left, Parker coming in on the right, with Elliott and Obafemi starting up front. Aqua really struggling, unfortunately. He has come off the bench numerous occasions, but he is still trying to find the back of the net. Obafemi has had a little bit of a knock, so he's not properly broken into the team as of yet, but hopefully he will do well for us in these coming games. We haven't changed the system at all. We've changed a little bit of one of the roles with our strikers, so we've got a bit more of a target forward rather than the deep lying forward, just to give us a little bit of extra focus when we're lumping that ball forward. And hopefully it will work. We're going into this game today hoping that we can get the 3 points, of course, but we are currently struggling a little bit in relation to the league table. We're sat down in 12th place at the moment with just a 13 points. We need to pick things up a little bit realistically, and hopefully if we can get a couple of good results today, that will see us quite well, as Ghent does really well there to make the claim on that one. And he's absolutely launched that forward looking toward Elliott and Obafemi, and neither of them challenged for the ball. And now Colas plays it forward into Wingate, who's completely free there in the end. It was a good run from the centre forward, and the shot, luckily from our perspective, does go wide. But it's been a slow start to the game from our perspective. Certainly not the positive mentality that we've been looking at. Um, Obviously, we are going to be slightly outnumbered in the midfield, but hopefully it is something that we can find a way to stem the flow and just be a little bit more creative as the game goes on. We have started to get our authority in the game. Possession-wise, we don't seem to have a lot of it in every game, but we are creating more opportunities, just nothing worthy of a highlight as things stand. Colas trying to get it on that left-hand side. Lambert now plays it back to Williams, and now Walker back to Forters, and now Walker again. We're just letting them knock the ball about here, and Shelton is free on that right-hand side, plays it into Ali Wahid, and Wingate into Colas, and Lambert, I think, may have been offside there, but the move still continues, and we just can't get out of our own penalty area at the moment, and they're knocking the ball about very comfortably as Lindsay heads it away this time, and it is out for a throw-in, and they hit the woodwork there, and we certainly need to be waking up a little bit. But as things sit, we just can't seem to get a hold of the ball at the minute. Lindsay again with a header clear. Shelton again picking it up on that right-hand side. It's a very long highlight, this one. Kings Lynn very much dominating the play. Finally, we intercept with Cerezo. He tried to get the clearance away, couldn't, and Lindsay now into Sargent. Now Weston back into Sargent. Lindsay, little bit of time and space, plays it into Sargent again. Forward to Cerezo, and now Elliott back into Cerezo again. Very patient play from our perspective. Now Elliott gets brought down by Williams, and it's going to be a free kick, of which nothing comes from. Very long highlight for very little in the end. And again, this is the kind of performances we've been putting in. We've managed to win a couple of games, obviously, but we're just not looking like a team that's going to be doing anything. I think mid-table obscurity is certainly something that we're going to be looking at as things stand. I'm not particularly happy with the performance overall. Performance levels have been poor today, realistically. Defensively, not too bad. But in terms of the midfield and the wingers and the strikers as well, we're just not looking dangerous at all, realistically. Here is Lambert, plays it into Ali Vahid, and now Lambert again. So much space on the edge of the area, and they've hit the post again. And that's twice now that we've managed to get away with it. The clearance there to Obafemi. Now Fortas knocks it back forward. Weston. And it's cleared, and it remains 0-0. Shelton into Ali Vahid. Now Williams. Good interception from Cerezo. Coming down this left-hand side now. Can he get creative here? Cerezo, not seen too much of the Brazilian. That's a great delivery, though, and Obafemi couldn't get there. But it's fallen for Sargent, and he's hit the crossbar now. And we do manage to get a decent opportunity in the end. But again, nothing worthy massively of note. Our wingers not really doing the business. It may be that we have to put them a little bit more aggressive as inside forwards, maybe. I have thought about that as well. But I don't want to leave the wide areas too open when Cerezo and Parker have got to come back to where the wing backs are. And with 20 minutes to go, we're going to have to make a couple of changes, I think, here. Spare me a minute. Let's have a look. I mean, we've got a couple of nervous players out there, which isn't ideal. We're going to get Aqua on up front, just see if we can get something going. Sargent's going to come off for Breckin. And in relation to defensively, fitness again, we're not looking too bad at the moment. But Parker's had a shocking game on that right-hand side. And again, we've not really got any options at the moment, which is again why I'm hoping to bring in that signing that I mentioned previously. We'll just leave it with the two subs for now. And with 20 minutes to go, let's see if we can somehow steal the 3 points. They've been by far the better side today, Kings Lynn. Wingate plays it in, good claim from the keeper. Gent hasn't done too bad in goal today, actually. He's certainly going to be a worthy backup for Cooney. Launched forward. Obafemi couldn't quite get onto it. I think, to be fair, as well, something that I should have done is I'm just going to switch Obafemi and Aqua around. Aqua is the bigger of the two players, a little bit more suited to that target forward role. And again, we're struggling fitness-wise in those wide areas. Lindsay's struggling. We haven't even got Samuels on the bench either. We'll just have to see how it goes, I think. In terms of suitability for changes, we're looking a little bit short. Cerezo Um, Receiving a yellow card there. I'm not too sure what for, unless it was an handball potentially. Um, and with 10 minutes to go, it remains 0-0. Banks with the throw on this right-hand side into Aqua, just holds the play up, finds Charlie Weston. Into Cian Breckin. That's a good strike, and what a lovely goal from Cian Breckin. I mean, it's come out of pretty much nothing there. Weston with the pass into him, and it's a lovely curling effort into that bottom corner. And I mean, it was only moments ago I mentioned that we might be able to just steal 3 points here. What a lovely strike that is from Cian Breckin. The shaping on that strike is absolutely excellent. And really good quality of goal from our perspective, 25-yard out. And again, you look at the match stats overall here, it's been a very even game. Kings Lynn deserve more from this than what they're getting as things stand. I'm not going to complain too much. This is going to be a really good 3 points, and it's going to be, I think, potentially our first win away from home as well. And that's a really, really good win from our perspective. 1-0, Cian Breckin with the goal. And we'll certainly take it. We will certainly take it. Really good result, that one. And Ghent keeping a clean sheet on his debut as well. In terms of the league table, I'm not paying too much attention to it as things sit, but we do move up to 11th place as things stand. And it's still very tight in the league at the moment, but it is also still very early stages. With the game at home against Rochdale coming up, it's going to be a tough game. It's coming up in about a week's time, but by the looks of it, our new signing is in. Kamani Ryan is going to come in, and I will just move things along a little bit just so that we can show you him. And he will very much settle into the side. He's really good quality for this level, and I'm surprised that he's taken a deal to come down to this level, to be honest. There you go. 4-star of current ability with 5-star of potential. Kamani Ryan coming in. And mentally, he's not the best, I must admit. Good off the ball movement and a decent work rate as well. Really decent physicals, okay natural fitness, good amount of pace, really good crossing ability with a good first touch, decent finisher with passing and technique as well. He's a really good winger to have in. Previously of Burnley, and he has actually made an appearance for Burnley. He was also previously at Arsenal, made an appearance in the Championship, just the one appearance 2 seasons ago. And I think he's a really good signing. He's costing us £1,500 a week, but we are still within our budgets. But he's a really good player. He can play on the left or the right-hand side, so it gives us extra cover. Obviously, Beaumont Clark is out injured. Kamani Ryan is going to come straight into that starting 11 for our next game, which is coming up in a week's time, so bear with me. I'll just get through that, and then hopefully we can get another 3 points on the board. Okay then guys, here we go for the game against Rochdale. We have had some decent scout reports come back for other players to potentially bring in. I've decided against it for the time being. I have looked at 1 or 2 options, one of which was a really good one in the fact that he could play a lot of positions. He just wanted a little bit too much money and it would have just sent us a little bit over wage budget. It is not something I want to be chancing at this stage of the season. In terms of the starting 11 today, not too many changes to be quite honest. The back 5 remains the same. Gent remains in goal as Cooney is still away on international duty. Kamani Ryan comes in on that right hand side, which means Parker returns up front with Elliott. So a couple of little changes in there, but other than that, we're not looking too bad. Looking at Elliott, I mean, he's got 5 goals and 5 assists so far. He has had a really good campaign for us since signing. Not quite the goal scoring amount that I would have hoped for at this stage, but 10 goal contributions so far. So I can't be too critical of him. He continues to do really well. Kamani Ryan comes into the starting lineup. Let's see how he gets on. Certainly, he is the guy that we're going to be keeping an eye on throughout the course of this match. Samuels needs to come in onto the bench today. Um, put him in there for Lemony Evans just to give us enough options in the defence. In terms of wingers, we do need an option in there with a winger as well. We have got Obafemi there. He can cover up front also, of course. For both him and Aqua, still waiting on goals. So I think we'll put Pavey in there for Aqua on the bench as well, just to give us a little bit of extra leeway. And we'll see how we get on today. And again, hopefully, we can get the job done. Rochdale really struggling at the minute. They're sat bottom of the table. I'm not going to take anything for granted. We are a little bit better in terms of form at home than we are away. We have managed to finally pick up that away win, of course, in the previous game against Kings Lynn. But going into this match, I am hopeful that we can get another good result against the bottom side. We are receiving a little bit of praise at the moment from all of the papers and such as well. We're making some good signings, and the team is starting to settle a little bit as we build a bit of resilience. As Soriso switches the play, Kamani Ryan just couldn't quite get there. That was very nearly a good early opportunity. Incidentally, we broke the league record for the fastest ever goal off camera in the 1-0 win. I can't remember who it was against now. Owen Clark scored after just 20 seconds, and we we managed to win the game 1-0 from there. So, from a general perspective, defensively, very, very good. Going forward, maybe not so much. But again, all these little results here and there gives us something to build on. Holgate here into Cliff, and now O'Connell. Back to Owen, now DeBio. Knocks it forward. Damon picks it up on the right-hand side. Chance to get it into the penalty area. Fires it in. It's a good block. Sargent into Elliott. And now we start to try and press forward. Elliott switches the play. Hugh Parker picks it up. Switches it again. Looking for Soriso, who did get to it. But fortunately, nothing came of it from there. Watts here in possession for Rochdale. Launches it forward looking for Wright. And Bakari's missed his header. And Wright picks it up. What a good tackle from Charlie Weston, but a poor ball forward again from Bakari, making the error. Brown and Wright into Rousson. And now O'Connell smashes it from distance, and it didn't dip enough. And Ghent, in the end, not too fussed about that one. Rochdale certainly trying a couple of different things in their style of play as well. Obviously, with them sat bottom, they're not looking too bright at the moment, but they've got a flat back seven. So from a defensive perspective, they could be quite tough to break down from our perspective, but hopefully we can just find a way to get ourselves in front. But they are dominating those central areas a little bit further forward. Banks into Sargent, finds a little bit of space and finds Parker. Now Elliott back into Sargent, lofts it over the top, looking toward that right-hand side. Parker does just about keep it in. Commander right with a lovely delivery. DeBio heads clear, and Sargent strikes from distance, but it's just over the bar. Just couldn't quite get it on target. He's looked quite sharp, Sargent, to be fair, since coming in on loan. And I'm just hoping that he will settle into the team as time goes on. And again, it's not been the best performance. And we're just going to tweak a couple of positions here. I'm going to try with inside forwards for this second half. I don't know if it's going to make a lot of difference at this point, but it could give us a little bit more support against this back seven. Obviously, they've got the flat back four plus, well, they've got a flat back three plus the defensive midfielders and the wing backs. So with the inside forwards, I'm hoping they'll come in to this kind of area here between the defensive midfield and those centre backs, especially on the left-hand side, or our right-hand side, should I say. Hopefully, it will help us. Lindsay into Sargent, and now Weston. Plays it forward. Kamani Ryan couldn't quite get the header, but Weston picks it up, has a chance to knock it forward, finds Kamani Ryan. And now Banks with a bit of space, plays it into Kamani Ryan in the penalty area, lays it back to Hugh Parker, and Kamani Ryan with an assist on debut finds Hugh Parker, and it's a very easy finish. And perhaps that tactical change is something we need to take stock of a little bit. I mean, Kamani Ryan under normal circumstances would have been a little bit wider there, but he's managed to find his way into the penalty area, and with half an hour to go, he lays it on a plate for Hugh Parker, and we take overall what I would term as a deserved lead. Possession-wise, again, not too much in our favour realistically, but we are still looking quite good. Kamani Ryan with the delivery from the... What a lovely free kick. Kamani Ryan with the delivery, and Hugh Parker with a towering header at the far post, and 2 goals in 4 minutes. Kamani Ryan with both assists. It's a lovely delivery to that far post, and Hugh Parker easily beating his man. And the keeper Watts, as soon as that header was on target, he didn't have too much of an opportunity, realistically. Really good goal from our perspective. And all of a sudden, we may have unlocked a little bit of a gem here. We'll have to keep tabs on it, but it might be worth starting with those inside forward rolls. Obviously, the second goal was a set piece, but it certainly seems to be working for us a little bit. Kamani Ryan here with a corner, swings it in to the centre of the penalty area. It's fallen for Charlie Weston, and the shot goes over the crossbar. We're just going to pause there. We have got a few tired legs on there going into these last 10 minutes. Lindsay being the main one, so Samuels can come on for him. Cerezo, again, not with the best of performances from him today. Obafemi can come on for him. And Elliott has been very quiet today. We haven't actually got an option up front because Obafemi is our left winger option. So Pavey can come on. In fact, we'll bring Pavey on and move Obafemi up front. Pavey can go on that left-hand side. And Kamani Ryan, I wasn't intending on giving him the full 90 today, but I think we will do. And Breckin is going to come on for Western as well, just to give him a bit of a rest in that midfield. But to get 2 consecutive wins, from our perspective, is an improvement. Granted, Rochdale haven't been in the best of forms, but that little tactical tweak we've made at half-time does seem to have helped us a little bit, especially with the first goal. But 2 goals for Hugh Parker, 2 assists for the new winger, Kamani Ryan, and we take the 3 points, both games without conceding a goal as well, which, again, shows a really positive sign. Good performance overall in the end. Quite a few good performances in there, to be fair, overall. And I'm relatively pleased with that. Hugh Parker with the brace. And certainly gives us something to build on. Hopefully, it will allow us to really push ourselves form-wise and get us into that top half of the table. We're sat in 9th place now, following those couple of wins, but we are within touching distance of the playoffs and such. I'm not expecting promotion. Obviously, we were quite hopeful last year, and we just ended up dropping off. So it is something that is on mind, but there's a lot of football to be played. And again, we've had a lot of changes in the squad, and it could be that we'll just have to take things as they come for now. Looking in terms of the coming fixtures, we've got a qualifying round against Hereford in the FA Cup coming up. I'm not going to bother showing you that one. Hopefully we will get through. And we've still got the National League Cup as well. We've got Everton's under-21s in that one. We've got Bournemouth under-21s to come and such as well. We'll probably get through all of October. I'm looking at Tamworth and Kettering at the beginning of November. Depending on what happens with other cup ties as well, those fixtures may change if we get an FA Cup first round tie in and around here against a nice team as such. Then we might come back a little bit later or sooner, depending on how things go. But primary, we'll get through October, and hopefully we can build on this this little winning run that we've managed to get underway. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.